Hello and welcome to G.Parkers Arcade, where I have been asked numerous times to do a little showing of the game room, arcade, whatever you want to call it, the home arcade that I've got here at home. So I'll just do a quick walk around. Got lighted sign here, got the bar. Now you'll have to excuse the bar. It seems like it's a catch-all for all kinds of stuff when I'm working on things. And I'll just kind of give you a little look around here, and then I'll go back and explain everything as best I can. It's the only thing I don't have on right now is my photo booth. I should have had it on. And it's not a very big room down here. There's our bar, and again, I need to clean that off. But let's just, first I'm just really proud of this light I found. It's so cool. And it just made the room when I put it up here. You know, this all started out with this bar down here. And I really thought that came out neat. My wife really liked decorating it and filling it up. You can see we got quite a bit of libations there. We're not really that big of drinkers. Most of that stuff, we spend more time wiping the dust off the bottles than we do actually consuming it. But anyway, this is actually, well, this is the first cabinet I built, quote unquote cabinet. But I think the best thing to do is start where it all started. And actually it all started with Raspberry Pis, which I've got tucked down in here. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, my fingers got in the way. There's a little Raspberry Pi down in there. And a little Nintendo case. But that's where it all started. But the first thing, that was just for playing retro gaming. And but then the first one I really got was this At Games Legends Ultimate. And I've had it for over a year now. And I really like it. It's got a lot of games on it. You can add games to it. It also has a feature called ArcadeNet, which allows you to, they call it the connected system. It goes online. It'll do Wi-Fi, but I did wire the house down here, or the basement area, the family room area, for Ethernet. So it performs real well with Ethernet. It performed fine with Wi-Fi, but being downstairs here, it wasn't actually optimal. So anyway, that's what got me kind of started in getting this room right, because when I first started this, I wish I could find some old photos. There was a sofa along here, a coffee table down the middle, a love seat over here, and as you can see, the room just kept growing. So anyway, I got the At Games Legends Ultimate first. And I had the Raspberry Pis, and that's what led me to build this. And I just thought that'd be cool to build. So this runs off a Raspberry Pi, and I just basically bought a television set, some plywood, and this little Atari fight stick from Micro Center, and it came with a Raspberry Pi. And, you know, I built it, put it together. I thought, oh, that's cool. Got my own kind of gaming cabinet to kind of simulate what would have been done with the Legends Ultimate. But I didn't want to make it go to clear the floor. So I hung it on the wall. Nice little place to sit there. Well, let's see. So that was really the first build project. Then after that, I wanted to build a pinball machine. Well, it was I basically got online and started looking, and I started with software that I found, and I started with this old Vizio TV I had laying around, and then I did go buy a good monitor, and then I got a PC that's tucked in down underneath there. And I basically copycatted what the Micro Center Fight Stick did, and I got a which has a USB zero delay encoder in it. And I bought the buttons at Micro Center. As you can see, we played this so much I've wore the paint off of the rest of the hands on here. But anyway, that was my first build, and I just really liked it. But I saw things I could improve on. One of the things I didn't like was one, the ability for this paint to wear off here, and number two, that back box television was not really the right aspect ratio. It doesn't show up here. Well, you can see right there, Pinball FX is kind of cut off. No matter what I seem to do, that doesn't seem to cut it off. So, in the meantime, I found this on the Facebook Marketplace. There's a little bit of history behind it. I called a friend of mine that's into pinball, real pinball, and asked him if it was a good buy, and he looked at it and he says, well, my goodness, I know that guy, and that used to be my machine. So he said, yeah, it's well worth the price that you're paying for it. So I bought it and had my first actual real live pinball machine. Stern Stingray, 1977. It's 44 years old. And I love it. My wife and I love it. Old ding 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 game. One thing that's cool about it is there's no speakers in there. Wait till you hear the sound here. This sound is nothing more than a xylophone that's inside the cabinet with plungers that are activated and hit it in the right sequence and everything to play that little tune. So it's a solid state machine, but it's one of the first solid states. It was one of the first ones converted over from EM, electrical mechanical, to solid state. So anyway, it's a cool pinball machine. Well, like I said, I'd built the one table. Well, I thought, why not build another? So this time I got a newer television for the back, which is just a Roku TV, which is kind of cool because I can actually watch TV on it if I want to over the Wi-Fi. But I did buy the same monitor that I used on both of them, 27-inch actual computer monitor, an Asus monitor. And the reason I went with a nice monitor is because you wanted to be able to see it. I don't know if the video shows it well, but you wanted to be able to see it from the side over here as much as you did from straight on. You didn't worry so much about seeing it from up above, but anyway, you get the gist there. And then I played around with T-molding and how to get T-molding on so that hands didn't wear the paint off. And also, I put a start button on there. It actually starts the game and is the plunger, whereas the other game all the buttons are up on the top. And I did add a button on the side, an illuminated button, and that does a safe shutdown of the computer. So instead of having to go underneath the table like I do on the other one to reach the computer to turn it on and off, I can just tap that button and turn it off, and I can turn it on. So it does a safe shutdown. So anyway, that's where I was kind of next. Again, in the middle of all this, I got the Legends Gamer Pro, and I also have a Legends Gamer Mini, and it's upstairs. I'm not going to show you that today. It's basically the same as this. It's kind of a fight stick type thing. The only difference is this is a dual control with a trackball, and the Mini is just a single controller with no trackball. But this product, basically somewhat similar. It's almost like the guts of the Legends Ultimate without the case. And it's driven off that little, what they call a hockey puck, that little green illuminated thing down there. And as you can see, they're both sharing the same screensaver. I've programmed both with that little video I put together. Sometimes you'll see it at the front of my videos that I post here on YouTube. But the cool thing about these two is the Ultimate, I don't know if you can see it from here, but it has the same thing that these Legends Gamer Pro has on it, and that's these pinball buttons. right here on the side. And then I built the stand for it. It's just basically a control head that plugs into this, and you can plug it in with a USB, or you can use it wirelessly with Bluetooth. So there you go. I built the stand for it, which I saw some that are being produced and sold, but and it's a great thing if you don't have the wherewithal to build something like that. But I just looked at what they did and built one like it. Now you can see I got lots of tables down here. Every time I built one of these pinball machines, I ended up with some wood left over. So I found you need a mouse and a keyboard. So I got a mouse and keyboard for everything I got down here. Little wireless ones, 15 bucks. Mouse and keyboard at Micro Center. But I built a table basically for each machine that I built. This one sits to the right of this one. And this one sits to the right of this one. And then over here, I had some extra wood, so I just built this tall table. And this is sometimes what I use to shoot my videos and the laptop to record those when I've done a few of the videos I've done from down here. So anyway, so I think I've covered everything up until the last thing I got. Well, no, I didn't. I actually got some, well, yeah, I got some arcade 1-up stools. They had them on sale, and I saw people here on YouTube talking about how there's a great deal on them. So there's one, and here's one here. I love the marble characters, so we just bought 2 of the marble ones. Oh, and we added the 2 accent chairs and the table in between to sit when you're waiting your turn to play. Oh, something else I did real quick. I built this little console TV. Just kind of threw it together, but it's runs off a Raspberry Pi, and I put Stranger Things season 1 and 2 on there, just scrolling over and over, and I'll get to Stranger Things here in a minute. But it's kind of a unique little conversation piece more than anything. But you could theoretically sit here, and I can put other movies and anything that I've got digitally on here. But right now it's got Stranger Things on it. And that's the other thing that I didn't bring up. The stools were arcade 1-up, and this is that arcade 1-up photo booth. I don't have it on right now, but it's kind of cool. You take your picture with it, and then it slides out like an old photo booth, a little printout of your photo, or you can have it send it to your phone. So it's just kind of a neat little conversation piece. I just don't have it on right now. But anyway, this brings me to the latest addition to G.Parkers Arcade, and that is the Netflix Stranger Things by Stern. And this is kind of my baby. As you can see, I don't have tables next to it. I don't know if I'm weird or what, but I don't want anything to scratch it. As much as I paid for this thing, and I'll tell you, I've already seen this insurge in pinball. I've seen these listed, I've only had this a month. I've already seen used ones listed for sale for more than what I paid for this one. So I don't know, I'm going to keep it nice. I don't see myself getting rid of it, but it's nice to know that I might have made an investment versus a purchase. I don't know. I'm not going to count on that. I'm not saying I did it for that reason, but same thing with the Stingray. I know that I paid the fella more for it than he paid for it, because I know the original owner, or the owner, well, not the original owner, but the guy that owned it before him. And I know it came out of a soda shop that was here in the metro area, so it was used in a soda shop. I don't know how many years it stayed in there. Then you can see I've just added some accent lighting up here, something they call them fairy lights. And I've got Grogu up there. And I'll tell you, I got a short ceiling down here. Don't have much room for a topper on old Stranger Things. And they've got some neat ones out there. And then over here I've got Groot and Grogu, baby Groot and Grogu on top of this machine over here. So that's basically it. I got I believe they call it DAX board. Oh, I've got the Arcade 1-Up Galaga. You know, they put these on sale at Walmart for like 50 bucks a piece. So I had to buy two. One's still in the box. I don't have that one on now either, but it's a lot of fun. Galaga and Galaga 88. And then this is what I'm going to show you back here. This is my DAX board. I think that's what they call them. And it's just another TV monitor down here with a Raspberry Pi in it. Programmed for this DAX board. I did it so long ago I couldn't even really tell you a lot about it other than it scrolls through my Google Photos. There's a picture of a friend of mine, Bobby, on his motorcycle that I've ridden motorcycles with, and it'll scroll through them. It tells the time. Got G.Parkers Arcade, the date. Oh, there's a family picture from Christmas a couple years ago. And it's got our calendar on it. So the wife and I can glance at it and see what appointments we've got and whatnot. And it's got the weather on there. So it's just constantly on down here when we're down here. More of a conversation piece, but kind of a little tool. And that pretty much ends it for the arcade portion. I think that we'll wrap this up. I'll just go down here, down the hallway, and show you the office. Sometimes you'll see me broadcasting or doing videos from the office. And it's kind of a mess right now. So excuse the mess. I was going through cables and wires. I don't know if any of you ever had this happen. I had a drawer full of cables and wires that were just tangled mess. And I went through and wrapped them up and put them on the floor. And anyway, it's just a mess. But this is where I do my... when I'm doing tables and stuff for the video pins, it's nice having the three screens. You can see I got the one up there that's vertically mounted so I can simulate the playfield, the back glass, and then I still have one to monitor stuff. I could set up a topper, but it seems like too much trouble to run three screens. Two screens has been hard enough for me. So anyway, there's this is kind of where I sit down and do a lot of the video editing and whatnot on. Not that I'm that good at it. But anyway, that's it. When you come out of my office down here, you just walk right into this room here, and it's a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed the tour. You can see I got camera mounted up on that one. Got a camera mounted on this one, so I've shot some videos that way. Just always experiment with different ways of putting up videos, and it's all just for fun. Like I say, I got my computer set up on this table. My little laptop. It's a good time. Good place to hang out. Matter of fact, I told the wife I was going to shoot this video, and then she's going to come down here, and as soon as I holler at her, and we always do a 2 out of 3 on the Stranger Things. Then we'll play 2 out of 3 on the Stingray, and then we'll pick a V-pin. We'll switch back and forth and pick a table on there and do 2 out of 3. She's not really into the arcade games, so I usually do that before she comes down or after she goes back up for the evening. I'll sit down here and play arcade games, and she usually whoops up on me pretty bad. I mean, it's surprising. She said she wasn't into it when I did the V-pins, and then when I got the real machines, she really started getting into it, and now she's not only gotten good, but then she asked to play the V-pins, because that's the one advantage of the video pins. Because, you know, it's one table on here, one game. One table, one game. Now, don't get me wrong. There is something about playing, feeling that ball roll, seeing that ball roll, hearing that ball roll. I mean, you just can't, you can reproduce it a certain amount on these V-pins, but there's something about playing it and having one here at home. But she really likes these because I think I've got over 300 tables now on this one here. So anyway, you probably heard enough. I'm going on 20 minutes here, so hope you enjoyed watching this. A lot of people have asked what my hangout's like, what my room's like, and this is it. And it all started with the Legends Ultimate and progressed from there. So y'all have a good one. Thanks for watching. I never usually ask this, but if you like them, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. If you don't have to. It's just a good time. Thanks for watching. See y'all later.